Alright, in this video we'll be talking about some kerosene heaters. This is one of those videos that I was talking about doing. Finally got around to it tonight. These are both Perfection brand kerosene heaters. The model on the right is a 510, what's referred to as a junior. They're a little bit smaller around, diameter-wise, and a little bit shorter. The heater on the left is a model 560. I don't know exact dates, but they're both around 100 years old, early 1900s. The heater on the right has actually been in the family for years and years and years and years. It was given to me recently by my father, and it was given to him by his mother-in-law, and it had been in her family since she was a little girl. So the 510 Junior on the right has been in the family for around 100 years. The model on the left I found at a local antique store. It was in really, really rough shape. I actually had to cut about a ½ inch off the bottom below the Perfection badge because it was just rotted away. It looked like Swiss cheese. So I had to shorten the chimney about a ½ inch. But I haven't noticed any kind of negative effect from doing so. I burn 1K kerosene heater fuel in them. You can run all sorts of oil-based fuels in them. From what I've heard, I've never tried. I only run the 1K kerosene heater fuel in them. But we're going to get them fired up real quick. And they're very simple. They work a lot like, well, almost identical to an oil lamp. So there's a little button on the front you just push, and the whole chimney and everything tips over. It's got a little knob here on the right. You raise it up until it stops, and that exposes a wick just like on an oil lamp. The difference is this wick is a round shape, and we'll just hit a lighter to the wick. And it just takes a second, a couple of spots here. Close the chimney. We'll go over and we'll fire up the 510. Same thing, just tilt the hood off, raise the wick until you feel a mechanical stop, and light the wick. Just like that. And we're going. So I'll grab the camera, and we'll come up close so you can get a good view of them. And you can see the 560 is burning nicely, nice and hot. Now when they fire up, what I do is I back the wick off. We'll go over here to this little round knob, just a hair, just to get the flame to settle a bit. We'll come down and we'll look from the top, see if I can, it's hard to see, but that's a round wick down on the bottom. Then we'll come over here, we'll look at the 510, and if anybody's curious or doesn't know, the model number's right there on the bottom of that little triangle. You can see NO and 510. This one's up and running. Same thing, the wick adjustment knob. You just counterclockwise a little bit and settle it out. So what we'll do is we'll go over. I will grab my digital thermometer here, get it turned on. Alright, let's take some heat readings. 245-ish. Now this little guy, the 510, actually burns quite a bit hotter for some reason. I would assume it's just because it's, a shorter chimney and smaller diameter chimney, so it's a lot closer to the actual flame than on the 560. Once these guys get up to temperature, they really crank out the heat here. 385-ish or so. We'll check on this little 510. 396 or so. And once they're up to temperature, and it only takes just a couple of minutes, they're really close now. These things burn at about, 450, 500 degrees on this top plate, so they really crank out the heat. But anyhow, there's a real quick video on my perfection kerosene heaters. Please rate and comment. Alright, in this video we'll be talking about some kerosene heaters. This is one of those videos that I was talking about doing. Finally got around to it tonight. These are both Perfection brand kerosene heaters. The model on the right is a 510, what's referred to as a junior. They're a little bit smaller around, diameter-wise, and a little bit shorter. The heater on the left is a model 560.